Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spoonful podcast. I am one of your hosts, Mario Piacquadio. Joining me, as always, my little lover man, Evan Watkins Jr.
Little Lover Man somehow sounds more weird than Little Lover Boy, despite the fact I haven't been a boy for over a
See,
decade.
I,
So
I, I had little lover boy in my brain, but I was like, he's a man. He's a grown man.
that's very accurate. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could crack jokes, but I'm gonna keep that to myself.
How are
Oh
you
Lord.
doing today, sir?
I'm doing fucking fantastic, Mario. I am very excited for this topic. Thinking about I haven't been thinking about this topic forever, but I have had this thing we're going to be talking about on
Mm,
my mind for a long time.
mm.
Somewhat recently for obvious reasons, and then also just in general, I'm about this life. So
Yeah, this all
I'm very
this
excited.
all obviously if you clicked on the video or on the audio show, you know what we're doing, but the timing of this worked out really beautifully, right? If we go back to our second to last episode, right, where you're giving the audience updates on your love life and how everything's going well there. And this
Mhm.
episode releases, we're not recording it on it, but it releases on Valentine's Day, right? So
That is
so
true.
it all kind of worked out pretty nicely.
That is very true.
I guess I'll
Yeah,
go ahead and
today
give us
is
the
Val.
rigmarole, right? Today's Valentine's Day.
Oh
Happy
yeah, go
Valentine's
ahead and
Day,
get the
man.
rigmarole. Yeah.
Happy
Hi,
Valentine's
happy
Day.
Valentine's Day to you. I will say, do you have plans for Valentine's Day? Because right now we're leaking them early, but by the time people listen to this, it's
That's
like, oh,
true.
what did you do?
We'll be doing it. Yeah, we'll be doing it. I do
Yeah.
have plans. Yeah, Jimena and I do have plans. Jimena, this time around, she took care of it. She took care of the Valentine's Day planning. A big theme throughout our relationship, right, is the movie La La Land. We saw the movie La La Land.
uh,
I took her out on a date when we were friends. I think I've told bits and pieces of the story, but basically, when we were friends and I took her out to the date for La La Land, she hadn't seen it. I had seen it. Um, Years went by before we ended up actually being together, but La La Land remained kind of like a staple of the relationship. I told the story when I proposed to her that I hired a violinist to play some La La Land on the violin.
I remember
So
that.
she found that there's a like a rooftop theater in Miami that
Mm.
is like a really really nice kind of like setting, and they happen to be playing La La Land on Valentine's Day. So that's the move. That's what we're
That
doing.
is so lucky. In retrospect, the gag that I should have made when you did your whole episode about talking about the proposal, you should have opened the ring and it was just a UMD copy of Moonlight.
I love that. Be like, oh no, not again.
That would have been great, but then you'd have to manufacture an original UMD, which hasn't been done in 15 years.
Hey,
Uh,
love bounds always. You know what I mean?
That is very true. Love does bound always. As for my plans, I'm actually working on Valentine's Day.
Mm,
There is me and Gabby are trying to see because here's the thing. Gabby worked at Waffle House for like a year or so.
okay.
She has a weird, I don't want to call it an obsession, but she likes Waffle House a lot. Waffle House does this
I
Valentine's
I
Day
fuck with
thing.
her because I love Waffle
Oh,
House as well. So
Waffle House is very good. I respect it, but
absolutely.
I can't eat it as often as she does. I get too used to the taste and it just hurts.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
but she loves Waffle House. Waffle House does this Valentine's Day thing where they dress up certain Waffle Houses in like pink and red ribbons and like all the flowers and
I love
candles
it.
and whatnot. So if I'm lucky and if I'm working, because recently with my job, I'm doing training and the training takes place in the day shift when I'm usually night shift. So I might be able to get a table at a nearby Waffle House that has that set up there. So that's one small thing we're doing. But the weekend before, like we have a whole weekend planned. We're going to Atlanta, where we got a place to stay over there. We're gonna just hang out. We have dinner at a fancy restaurant. We're a French
Oh,
restaurant. I'm super
uh-huh.
I am super not exotic when it comes to food. So going to a French restaurant, I'm like a little bit nervous, but I'm also like,
It's
I'm
good
not gonna make a
food.
fool of myself.
It's good food.
Oh,
French make
okay.
good food. I highly recommend, and I know it sounds just terrible, but
You better
the
not say
escar
snails.
the escargot, man, you got to do it. You got to do it. I know, I get it. It's snails. I get it. But man, it's so. Do you like garlic bread? Are you a garlic bread person?
I enjoy garlic bread.
Okay, you're gonna fucking enjoy escargot, man. It's like buttery and delicious. It's so fucking good. You
Hmm.
gotta give it a go, man.
See, I was thinking about all the snail jokes I was gonna make to whatever godforsaken waiter gets our table, but like,
Trust me,
like,
it's so it sounds awful when you know that it's a snail that you're eating, but man, it's so good.
hmm. I'll consider it, but I'm not gonna make any promises.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, we're going to dinner there. Then we're going to our little place, and then the next day, our collective friend group, we're all going out for another night on the town. We're doing dinner in a different place, and then they want to go to a strip club after. And I am not nervous about it because I've been to a strip club twice before. Perhaps that'll be a story in the future.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm a little nervous
Romantic.
about it now. Yeah, because Gabby's like, I'm gonna buy you a lap dance, and I'm like, I haven't had that before. That's a little
I got to
more
know one.
than I bargained for.
I've
So
never
yeah,
been to a strip club in my life. Never have.
I'll say this: it's kind of fun. You're not missing out though.
That's
It's
kind of what I feel. I don't know.
yeah, it's just people watching, but extreme.
I think for
So
me, yeah, like I've always had the feeling that if I'm with a group of friends, right, and we're just there for the fun aspect of it, sure, I could see how that
mhm,
could be fun. But like, not to shame or anything, but I wouldn't like go to the strip
alone.
club by myself or like, hey Emmett,
Oh,
you want to go to the strip club tonight?
you,
I don't
let
know.
me tell you,
I don't
there are
know.
folks. Every last two times I've been, which are the only two times I've been, there have been folks who have gone alone,
I know
and
that's a
they
brutal one,
become
man.
spectacles for the rest of us. God
Yeah.
bless them.
That's a hey man, live your life. If you didn't
Yeah,
know,
indeed.
everyone, this is the Spoonful Podcast. It goes live every other Tuesday on youtube.com/at spoonfulvids. And it is a show where Emmett and I talk just about anything we want, and we spoon feed you a topic just like today. Make sure you follow us on Twitter if it happens to come back because it's currently down. They introduced like gigantic tweets, and now the whole site is down and you can't tweet at all. But that's the state of
Gotta
Twitter.
love it.
You can
Thanks,
follow.
Elon.
You can follow us. I'm at Mario Bros. Emmett is at EJ Sponge 61. Back to the Valentine's Day. Back to strip clubs, I guess. Okay, setting the EJ.
That was me. I did the Google command thing to kill my lights, and then it heard y'all. You heard it because I unmuted my mic too
Nice,
soon. So
nice.
anyway,
Shout out to EJ Sponge
immersion broken.
61. Hey. So, all
Indeed,
right.
indeed.
I like your Valentine's Day plans. I'm excited. I hope you and Gabby have a great time. Today you came up. You usually I'll give you credit. You usually come up with the best topics that we do here. With you come up with most of the
Aw.
topics. You're the brain trust here of Spoonful, and we had a couple ideas bouncing around for the Valentine's Day special, right? And this one I enjoy this one because it kind of goes back to our roots of Spoonful. I feel like we at this point we might have done more. We may have done more music episodes than video game episodes in Spoonful and like
True.
pre-Spoonful history. So this is another Spoonful episode, and it's reminiscent of the time that we built the perfect karaoke playlist. If you remember that for
Hell
when you
yeah.
had your trip, this is similar vibes, right? But we're building the ultimate Valentine's
Love
Day
song
playlist,
collection.
love song collections, Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
This is
I'm playing off of the Time Life commercials if you remember those from
mhm.
like
Yes,
2003.
yes, the love song collection with 40
Yeah,
songs. Yes. Uh
I love it. I was about to sing like all the songs for the background. I'm
I was prepared. I was
your
prepared for it. I
baby.
was ready for it.
I saw you tense up, and I'm like, oh, I'll let it slide. But then I was like, no, I'm going for
Nice, nice,
it.
nice. So yeah, I mean, we were chatting a little bit before the the episode, right? Anyone who knows anything about me knows that my list is going to be very slanted. Uh and I may or may not be giving hints on my t-shirt,
Oh,
right?
for
So
sure.
I think you're gonna do most of the heavy lifting when it comes to variety here. Not to say that I have 20 Taylor Swift songs on here, but there's a good amount.
I understand. I mean, I'll say this for folks who know me. Folks know I like certain artists a whole lot. Right behind me, I got my little Beyonce Lemonade album.
Nice.
Um, I have one Beyonce song on here.
Mm,
There are many I could have chosen, but when it comes to love songs specifically, I dig deep into the crates.
mm,
So
I
there are
like it.
several songs. Yes, let me tell you, I love love. I don't know what to tell you. And plus, I grew up with black parents from like the 70s/60s. So like here I am.
There's good stuff
Um,
there. Yeah, yeah.
Indeed. So there's a lot of songs on here that came out before I was born, a lot of songs that came out before I knew what love was, a lot of songs that were part of my childhood that I actually have personal connections to, and some older songs that I only found out about last year, which we
Mm,
will talk about. I'm very excited for this one because we'll debate if it's even a love song, but I think it counts. So
I like it.
we'll get in there.
See,
And
when
then
I
yeah,
was building my list, Jimena was looking over because while I was writing everything out, she was looking over. First thing she said is, "That's way too many Taylor Swift songs," which makes sense, right? And second of all, she was giving me suggestions, and God bless her, but she's giving me suggestions on stuff that I just don't listen to. Like she's like, "You got to have R&B in there." I'm like, "I know."
I got you covered, buddy.
I'm like, I know, and that's exactly what I told her. It's like, listen, I can't sit here and talk about R&B songs when I don't listen to R&B, right? That's not what I do. But I know Emmett's got me covered when
Yeah.
it comes to that.
More like our aunt be listening to R&B.
Nice, good. End the episode. That's it. That's it. Wrap it up. So
I'm proud of
how
that
should
one.
we play this? Should we just go one and one? The By the way, for the audience out there, we both came up with 20 songs, right? So
Yeah.
we have 20 songs that are, I guess, a joint playlist, right? Are we gonna go one
Yes.
and one? What's the plan here? What's the game? I didn't rank them either, by the way. They're not like
I
in order.
Thank God I didn't rank them at
Good.
all.
All right.
I
Cool.
say we go one and one because, like I said right before the show, I opened a list and found out we had 20. I had 21 songs.
Mm,
So if we go one on one, I can see if there's a lap over, and if there is a song that we both have on our list, I can delete one or I can delete that one.
yeah, I dig it.
I doubt it's gonna happen, but we'll see.
Probably not, unless you got some Taylor Swift in there. I think we're good.
I have not a single drop of Taylor Swift, but there
Wow.
is a white woman on the list, so.
I have an idea who that white woman is, knowing you, but we'll find out.
Ooh. Okay, yeah,
We'll
we'll
find
find
out.
out. But
I'll
yeah,
let you know.
if mhm.
No, no, go
I-
ahead. Go
I'll
ahead.
I'll say real quick, if we do not have any overlap, then I'm just gonna delete. There's one artist on here that's represented twice. I'm gonna just delete one of their songs.
Okay.
So
Okay.
bingo.
I really love, because anybody who's listened to the Spoonful podcast knows that the actual music guy here in Spoonful is Emmett. Like we all know that
Aw.
he's the music guy, right? I'm just here like vibing out, hanging out. I like, oh yeah, I just found out about this JID guy, and I'm just like fucking on the side. You know, that's me. I'm like a little lackey.
You say that about me, but I'm only the music guy when it comes to like hip hop and R&B. You tell me, oh, what's thrash metal? I couldn't fucking tell you.
Well, I think you still get the music guy points here, because I
Okay,
listen, what I listen
relatively.
to is relatively limited, right? So I have a lot of repetition. I have variety, but I do have a good amount of repetition. So why don't you kick us off, as you are the designated
Ooh.
Spoonful music person?
All right. Here we go. I'm gonna move this around so I can talk about a song that I really want to talk about first. One person, when it comes to love songs, when it comes to love songs of my generation, my era, my racial inclination, one person,
Nice. That
one
one got me.
one person. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're gonna get. I guarantee
Hey,
you, half of the names here you've never heard before, or you've
that's the
heard
beauty of
once.
Spoonful. Remember when we before we were trying to come up with the name of Spoonful, we're like, what if we do something about people of color? We're like, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was like, that
Like,
might not
you're
be
black,
kosher
I'm
when people first
Hispanic.
come.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Maybe.
I don't know. Welcome to Browntown. Anyway,
Yes.
uh, maybe in a different universe, that's what the show ended up being called. But yeah, anyway, this first song, this is a classic artist, makes a lot of love songs, makes a lot of pop songs too, but love songs are mainly what she's known for. I love a lot of her music. I'm a big fan of her, but this song I felt had to be the biggest representation of her, and that's Diary by Alicia Keys
Mm.
featuring Tony, and Jermaine Paul. Um, if you haven't heard the song, it's basically just, it's piano, it's very smooth piano, very like it's not necessarily jazzy, but it has a little bit more than just pure piano to it. And of course, Alicia Keys' vocals just sing on this track, literally. Tony, which is another classic R&B group from like the 80s, 90s era. They do a lot of the background vocals here, and they really make this song, what it is as well. So I love their contribution. But really, it's just lyrically, it's just talking about like it's from the woman's perspective of saying like, "Hey, man, in the relationship, I I trust you with all my secrets. I want you to trust me with mine." And it's a song that's encouraging a lot of vulnerability, and I like that a lot because, that's not too common. A lot of love songs are just, "Hey man, do this to me, do that to me, do this to me," or "I love you" in a very general way. But this is like a very specific, like, it's craving intimacy, but it's also craving trust, and I think that's also part of a relationship. And I like that there's a song about it. So yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. I've liked it for a long time.
I like that. I like that. Good pick. I felt like Alicia Keys was probably going to get some representation here. That's one of those you're thinking love songs that it makes sense. It adds
Indeed.
up. It adds up. So I like that pick. I like that pick. I'm gonna get us started right off the bat. There's a good amount of Taylor Swift songs. I think I have less than 10. So
Hmm. Okay. Good on you. Holy shit.
I'm out here trying to expand my horizons, y'all. All
Hey,
right, give me
I
some
respect
credit.
that.
But I am gonna get us started with a Taylor Swift song, in part because I think it's one of her most happy love songs that she has, and a big part of it is because in my personal relationship, I relate to it and have a small story to tell with it, and that's "Paper Rings" by Taylor Swift. Okay,
Mm.
"Paper Rings" came out in the album "Lover," which I will touch on later. It's the album that she's done the most, where it's in the title. It's the happiest, the most. Hey, I'm in love, and this is what it's all about. "Reputation," which this shirt is about, was, and I've talked about it in the show before, was like a secret love album, right? It presented itself as one thing, and it turned into another thing. But "Lover" is an album that's just what it is. It's telling you what it is from the go. It's about her finally being in a happy relationship. "Paper Rings" is a really upbeat, really happy, really fun song. And the main hook of it is, "I like you, but I'd marry you with paper rings," right? Um, "I like shiny things, but I'd marry you with paper rings." Sorry.
I
And
like it.
so I've always loved this song. Himena and I have always loved this song. We've always related to this song. In the engagement ring, because we had always made the joke that I was going to propose to her with a paper ring, right? In the engagement ring that I got her, I had it engraved so that inside of it is said "paper ring," so that technically I still proposed to her with a paper ring. Um, so I like that pick. That's a good pick, and and a lot of people when that song came out were like, because it's just such a very fun, happy, good energy, and I wanted to take in that direction, so that's my pick.
I like that pick a whole lot. That is very good. And you know what? Because here's the thing, my list is literally just a Spotify playlist I made. So I'm going to just move up the next song that I'm going to talk about to also have a little story attached to it, like
I like
yours.
it. I like
Um,
stories. This is
yeah.
this is this is what we do.
Hell yeah. Shout out to songs that are relevant to us because of personal experiences. So yeah, I love that one. That's a really good pick.
Thank you.
To follow it up on the exact opposite side of the spectrum, Luther Vandross, Never Too Much. Have you ever heard that name before?
I don't know. It sounds vaguely familiar. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, but like I feel like it at some point, but I don't know.
Luther Vandross, he's a legend. He's of my parents' generation, to be completely honest.
Okay.
The only reason I know about him is because my parents. I'm trying to think of the biggest cultural touchstone he had recently. I think he did a duet with Beyonce when he was still alive, so maybe you remember that. And
Okay.
also, he was like the final punchline in at the end of Barbershop One. If you ever saw that movie
Okay.
with Ice
All
Cube.
right. Okay. Okay.
So like, that's something. But Luther Vandross, he's a legend when it comes to, love songs, R&B, soul, however you want to call it. Never Too Much I chose specifically. This is one of his upbeat songs. He has a lot of more slower paced songs, but Never Too Much I selected because it wasn't until recently that I understood it, where it's an obvious song. It's just Never Too Much is like, when you're first in a relationship and you're really just all about that person and you can't get enough of them. You never tire of seeing them. You never tire of thinking about them, talking about them, all that stuff. And I've liked the song. I've always enjoyed it. But, like I said, or like I said on previous episodes, things started going with Gabby really hardcore in the last couple weeks. And I swear to God, I wasn't thinking of this song, but I just had, shuffle on Spotify. I had
Hmm.
one earbud while I was at work. It came on, and like half the lyrics, I was like, oh, I feel that.
Oh, it's hitting. It's hitting.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Like he
yeah, yeah.
was saying exact things that I was going through at the moment. And I'm like, holy shit, this is hidden.
That's always a
Um,
good one. A good feeling.
yeah. So yeah, that song just lyrically, it really relates to me, resonates to me. I haven't even told her that, so maybe I'll say that when I see her after we're done recording. Um, but yeah, never too much about Luther Vandross. One of his most iconic songs, also. So it's a mover, it's a shaker. There's a lot of songs on here that are gonna be very soft, very like I'm gonna cry about my girlfriend or whatever. But this one's like people dance to this one at the cookout. Like it's a good one.
I
So
like it. I like
yeah,
that pick.
Luther Vandross, never too much.
You
Thank you.
got to go for the classics. I get it. I appreciate it. I understand it. This one, am I allowed to give two picks? Because
Are
basically
they
it's the
like the
same.
same song or artist?
But yeah, it's like the same
Okay,
thing, but I included both of them,
I'll
and
give it to you.
it, this is the most basic that I'll get. All right, I gotta say these are two just super basic picks. But as someone who, granted, I'm not as big of a fan of this artist now as I was years ago. Uh, but I felt like if you're talking love songs, these are like current day love song classics that you can't overlook. And that's I'm going to Ed Sheeran songs, right? I'm going with
Oh.
Thinking Out Loud and Perfect. They're both off of two different albums. They're both almost the same song. They're slow ballads about Ed Sheeran singing about being with someone and loving them and all that. And they're both mega hits. Everybody's heard them. Perfect even has a version with Beyonce that people like even better.
That's it. I knew one of those from something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one that with Beyonce. And the album is out with Beyonce, but then they did a single. I had to get those out of the way. It didn't feel right for me to not include them because they're in a different status, right? And if you listen to the lyrics, they're very beautiful. So I had to go for that. Just get those both out of the way.
Yeah. You know what? In the spirit of that, a song that I left off of my list but almost gave a shout out to in a similar spirit, Lucky by Jason Mraz and Kobe Calais.
Ah, yeah,
Almost
no, yeah, hundred
yeah.
percent.
Yeah, another song that I really loved growing up, and it still hits now, especially because that came true for me. Anyway,
Yeah,
shout out.
yeah,
So
I like
yeah,
it.
that's another good one. I like that. Ed Sheeran, he's a solid artist. Respect to him. One of the few. I was about to say one of the few artists that worked with Eminem, but I'm like, that's not fucking true. He made a song with
One of the
Beyonce that same
few.
album.
Yeah, one of the
Exactly.
few.
He's worked with every singer in the world at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ed Sheeran's a good artist, so yeah, I think those songs are really good additions. Um, Another one, once again, to completely go to a different side. This is pretty sure it's a boy group that isn't around anymore. They might still be doing like the nostalgia circuit,
Mm.
but they aren't really popping off in the charts like that. But I like this song a lot. It's one from like the late 90s, early 2000s that I just have fond memories of. And I wouldn't necessarily say it's upbeat in the same way that Never Too Much is upbeat, but it uplifts me a little bit and I enjoy it. And that one is Someone to Love You by Rough Ends.
Mm.
Um, Really, it's just a fun, upbeat, kind of like poppy song type of vibe, but it's a little bit saccharine and a little bit sweet. And these guys are just singing their hearts out. Like this is definitely, if you're familiar with like the Boys to Men, the Mint Condition, the all of the boy band, all of the black boy band groups, your Black Streets and all that, they are definitely of that ilk, cut
Mm.
from the same cloth,
Mm.
and they are singing their heart out on this song and I just think it's really nice. I couldn't really tell you something. This is one of those songs where it just sounds nice. I just like how it sounds. It doesn't hit me emotionally in the same way that some of these other songs do, but it's just a really delightful song that comes on, and it's just a fun listen. So yeah, "Someone to Love You" by Rough Ends, one of the goats as far as I'm saying. Probably a lower key one if I was to rank this list, but wanted to give it a shout out
Yeah, no,
nonetheless.
no,
It
no. You
deserves
got
to.
it. You want to give me another one since I did two?
You know what? Fair enough. I will give you another
That
one.
way we can be on the same.
Fair enough. We'll bounce back and forth. The next one I'll give, this one's a classic. There's a girl group, one of the most iconic girl groups of all time, I'd say, next to your Destiny's Childs and Girls' Generation or whatever you want. That's such a wild comparison. Why would I even say that? Weak by SWV.
Mm.
Uh, SWV had to be on here, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. SWV is very. I'm not gonna say they're super duper prolific, but they have like a good 7 songs that are fucking hits. Like every time they come on, it's like, oh, I'm getting down or I'm getting emotional or whatever. Going through their whole discography of, well, just looking at all their hits, I really had to pick one that I thought was best. Weak is the most like, if that comes on, that is like the one most commonly to get someone to be like, "That's my jam," and then they just run to the floor. Like this is the one where it's soft, it's slow, it's literally it starts with like rain falling down, so it's
Mm,
very soft and sweet, and it's just these girls just being like, "Let it rain down on me." It's like harmonies and all that shit. It's so good. I easily could have picked the Human Nature remix of Right Here or something else. You know, I'm So Into You, also a bop, but Weak is just iconic, and it's iconic for their talents specifically alone, where a lot of these other songs kind of have a bop to it as well. This one's not really a bop, it's just they are singing their hearts out, and I
yeah,
love it. Weak is one of my favorite songs from them, and it definitely deserves a spot on this list.
I like it. I like it. I'm going with another Taylor Swift song. I touched on it already a little bit, but the album Lover is very much so about love, right? And about being
Yep.
happy in love. In
Chock full of it.
the title track, Lover, is a ballad. It's a centerpiece of the album. It's what she first wrote when she first did the album. And what I really love about the song Lover is that the angle that it takes about realizing that you're in love with someone and that you're with someone that you want to be with for the rest of your life is, oftentimes in movies and in songs and whatever, it goes for the big grand moments and the big grand gestures. The song Lover appreciates the small little mundane things about a relationship, and when
Mm.
you are in a relationship long term with someone, it's those little details, the mundane day to days that you end up falling in love with, right? So the bridge is literally talking about you'll save I'll you'll save all the dirtiest jokes for me at every table. I'll save you a seat. Just such
Oh,
little tiny little things, but when you're hearing it, it's so emotional, it's so beautiful. I love it. I relate to it. The first time I listened to it, I was already dating Jimena and I just broke down in tears in the car driving. I really relate to this song. Every time I hear it, I get emotional. It's very beautiful. It's one of my favorite love ballads ever, no doubt.
hell yeah. I love that. That's how I like to think of love as well, where it's a bunch of small things and not necessarily just the big emotions, where,
Totally.
you know, that's what really counts at the end of the day. So I love a song about that. I like that a lot. So good pick on there, even if it is another Taylor Swift song.
Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more.
Oh, I respect that.
I'll say
I-
I tried
mhm.
to pick the Taylor Swift songs that are like very much so, they're all going for a different thing. I'm the expert obviously, but they all have their own thing that they're appreciated for. And
Okay.
I tried to go for variety there.
See, I like that. You had the same artist, but at least you bounced around within their discography. So good on you for that. Let's see. You know what? You will be a fan of Taylor Swift, Always and Forever by Heatwave is the next song that I have. Always and Forever by Heatwave.
Nice.
This
Good
is
one.
a yeah, thank you. This is another one. This is once again, this is the type of song people play at the cookout, but this is the type of song where you play it and all your parents are like, "Oh, what you know about this? Oh, honey, get over here!" And then they get on the floor and they get going. Always and Forever is just a very soft, slow love ballad. It's just perfect. I don't know what else to tell you except that it's just a perfect song. It's very long, but they are riding this beat. This is like I want to say this came out in like the 70s or something. It is a very old song, but it still hits like it did back in the day. And it's just such a sincere song where it's like always and forever I will love you, blah blah blah, each moment, each day. Kind of doing a similar thing with the lover song you were talking about, where it's
Mm.
talking about all the small things that make you want to be with someone forever. And yeah, every time I hear this song, it just swells. It's just so emotional and it just lingers in that emotion for a very long time. I said it was 5 minutes long. It's 6 minutes 17. So it takes its time, but it's worth it. I really love this song. If you've never heard of Heatwave, change that. I'm not even gonna say it like I'm a massive Heatwave fan, but I really love this song. And yeah, this is one my parents put me on to. So
Nice.
shout out to Heatwave. Very,
Shout out.
very good.
Shout out. I dig that. I dig that. I have one more. I don't have to give it now, but I will consult with you. I have one more sort of double
Hmm.
feature where both of the songs are by the same artist and they're there for similar vibes, right? So
Perfect.
I'll
Make it
I'll
happen,
use
Captain.
I'll use that one now, and then you'll give me the next two, and after that, I don't have any more double features like this. Um, so we've talked about like nice upbeat songs about loving someone. We've done the nice slow beautiful ballads. Um, both of these songs are about a very specific act, right? Um,
Ah, okay. Let's get it.
they're they're fun. They're very fun songs, right? They're a good vibe. They're funky. They're all that they are. But they're about there's no way to sugarcoat it.
It.
They're just about eating pussy, all right? That's what these songs are about.
Oh,
Okay?
great. Did
All
not
right?
expect it.
So
Let's get it.
I'm a romantic man. I like to show my romance in a specific way. Both of these songs are Harry Styles, and that's Watermelon
Ah,
Sugar and Music for a Sushi Restaurant. They're both such a good vibe. They're such a good time. I love the songs. And then that's what they're about. You know, that's a way that I like to show my love.
that's very fair. I 400% feel you on that. It's funny because literally not until yesterday morning, or actually day before yesterday night. Gabby's the one who told me that Watermelon Sugar was about eating pussy. I
Oh
had no
yeah.
idea
Oh
about
yeah.
that. I had no idea.
If you watch that music video, it's like, oh fuck, this song is about eating a girl out. Or many girls
I
out.
had no I fucking idea that that's what it was, but
Yeah.
it made a lot of sense once she spelled it out and you describing it now. It's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't blame you there. That's one thing where I grew up listening to a lot of love songs, like even like middle school, high school time. And in that time before like late high school, I had a thing sort of kind of against, because there's so many love songs that are just about sex or sexual acts.
Yeah.
Like most of them are, it feels
Yes.
like. So a lot of this list is not necessarily gonna go in that direction just because that's what I grew up on. But now at this point, now that I'm a grown ass man who's seen some things, done some things, it's like, okay, I allow that stuff because that's also part of
Yeah.
that emotion.
Totally. And
Um,
what I appreciate about both of these songs, and one of the reasons why I think Harry Styles is a king, honestly, is because you're right. A lot of songs about love are about sex, but most of the time, it's from the perspective of like, oh, girl, I really want you, or whatever. Like, it's very
get some into
rare
that.
where a song is specifically about just giving pleasure to a woman, and that's all that
Hmm.
you're in there for, and that's what we're talking about, and that's the vibe. So I appreciate that about Harry Styles. He's a king.
Oh
Respect.
yeah. Yeah, we need more songs because that's some simp shit. Let's be honest. But like we need more
Hell yeah.
songs like that.
Hell yeah, man. Come on. Where's all the eating pussy songs, man? We need more.
Let me tell you, there's this young lady named Trina from Florida. Oh, she's made a couple songs about eating pussy. Or about having it ate. Anywho, yeah. So the next song on here, what's the last one I did? I did Heat Wave last,
You
right?
did Heat Wave, yes.
All right, perfect. So
I
let's
took that
change
in a whole
gears.
different direction.
Hey, well, fair enough, fair enough. Let's change gears completely because I'm so excited. So, Heat Wave, old stuff, 70s, blah blah blah. This next song, early 2000s to mid 2000s, not exactly sure when it came out. Actually, I can look at the album right now. 2009. So way more recent. An artist that I know an artist that I didn't really know until last year.
Okay.
And I shouldn't say artists, I should say artists with an
Oh.
S, because this group is responsible for a lot of songs that a lot of people like. And this is one where I had heard it before, but it hit different when I finally listened to it, like listened to the whole album last year. And that is All I Wanted by Paramore.
Oh.
Um,
Yeah,
Now,
dude.
I will say this is debatably, is this a love song?
I'll
Look,
take it.
yeah, thank you.
I'll
I'm
take
glad
it.
you're taking it. But for the listeners out there who might want to give me shit on this, it's a song about love, damn it.
Yeah.
And
It
even if it is a little
counts.
bit exactly, even if it is a little bit sad because the context is like the love is gone, she is still feeling that love. And you can hear it in her voice. And that's really the main reason I have it
I
on
think
here.
for me,
Mhm.
because I did think of a few songs and I'm like, well, it's not about like being in love, but like if this is a song that you can like dedicate to someone and the reaction is
Mhm.
like, "Aw, you're good," you know?
Yeah, yeah. There you go. It's not fucking Stan. Like, come on. It's fine. Or no, what's that other song? It's not Kim. Like it's
Right.
if you've ever
Right.
heard Kim from Eminem, like you would not dedicate that to any person you like. Unless it was like ironic or as a joke. But All I Wanted by Paramore, I think, the guitars on this song are great. I think it's soft, but it has a hard edge where it's not like frilly or anything. It's not like beautiful lovey dovey, but it has like a roughness to it where it's like it feels raw in a
Mm.
slightly uncomfortable way that I'm really into. And really, Haley Williams' voice on this
Oh
track,
my
like
god.
when she belts that, all I wanted was you, like whatever she does there, it sounds like it hurt, like she's in love so much that it hurts.
Yeah.
And that is something where I've definitely felt that in different contexts, but I've definitely felt that where like you just care so much that it like turns you up inside. And I was really impressed to hear someone portray that feeling using just their vocal performance, not necessarily just in the lyrics, it's vocal performance. So, yeah, All I Wanted is a classic song from Paramore. I love it. It's one of my favorite songs from them. And yeah, I thought it fit well on here as well.
That's good.
And how about I do another double feature?
Yeah, hit me.
Okay, because I got just enough here where I'm like, all right, a double feature can fit. Um, right after that, let's go ahead and do another classic. If you ever seen, actually, okay, all right, prop time. Let me go get this prop from
Oh,
behind
we're
me.
getting a prop. We're getting a prop.
It's not an album, but it's something that the song was in.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is one of my favorite
You
movies
had
of all
that a
time.
little too quick, man. That was
Look,
impressive.
I have a shelf with all my Blu-rays on it, so
Nice.
that's where this came from. One of my favorite movies of all time. This little flick right here. You can't read it because it's on
Mm.
camera. It's reverse. But Love and Basketball, directed by Gina Prince Bythewood. Never read her name out loud until right now. Criterion Collection copy. It's that good. It's in the Criterion Collection.
Nice.
My favorite romance movie of all time. There's a scene because it's literally like these two kids and their whole history of how they fall in love, dragging them from like childhood all the way until like years after college. So it's an epic. But there's one scene where they lose each other's virginities with each other on prom night. And the song that plays has been etched into my mind as one of the most romantic songs of all time. And that song is This Woman's Work by Maxwell.
Mm.
That song, first off, it's incredible. It feels angelic. Like, all these movies that like, especially like sex comedies, when someone's getting it in for the first time and you hear like the angels and the harps playing and all
Right.
that shit. It feels like that. Like that's what this song feels like. It comes in literally with a harp, and Maxwell just has such a smooth and soft and just gorgeous voice where it just goes, and it just like it raises the hair up on my spine every fucking time.
I
And I'm
like it.
like, oh man, yeah, this song is great. I specifically got the live from MTV unplugged version of the song. There's like 2 or 3 live versions of the song and a couple remastered versions, or just the original works as well. But for some reason, this version is the one that I listened to the most growing up. So the ad libs and such that are in this version, I'm most familiar with. Whenever I hear a different one, I'm like, oh, that's not quite right, even though it still hits. But yeah, This Woman's Work, just excellent, excellent. Maxwell has made a lot of great songs that have a similar vibe to this, but yeah, This Woman's Work's probably the gold standard, I would say, for Maxwell. So yeah, listen to that song. It's so fucking good.
Nice. I like it. I dig it. So okay, let me see. Where do I go next? Where do I go next? I'm gonna go with an easy one. It's classic. It's a quick one. I don't think I have to do a lot of explanation about this one. Uh, it's really the song that put Taylor Swift on the map, right?
Mm.
It's the only song she's performed at every tour she's done, and it's the song, right? And that's Love
Fair.
Story. Love
Ah,
Story, a reimagination of the Romeo and Juliet tale with a happy ending. It's just a classic, like I think everybody heard when they were growing up in middle school or whatever it might be. I'm terrible. I don't
probably
know how
did.
the education system works here. I know I heard it a lot in the 4th grade. I know that. I cried over it about the crush girl that I had. I listen, it's
Ooh,
Love Story by Taylor Swift. It's a classic. I had to include it because how am I not going to include it?
Amen to that. Yeah, respect to that. Yeah, shout out to crying over fourth grade crushes. I've been there.
Oh yeah.
Um, like micro story, I had a crush on somebody when I was in fourth grade. Someone who went to my church, and she was very short. Did not realize until later she was in high school.
Oh man, all right.
So
Shooting
that
for the
was
moon.
cruising for a bruising. Yeah, oh, I was shooting for something. Uh,
Well, my story, since we're here, I think this was fifth
mm,
grade. There was a girl who liked Taylor Swift, and obviously I
you're like,
am who
oh,
I am, and I liked this girl. Gave her a rose, very romantic of me, and she threw it in the garbage.
I love that. Love that. Well, hey, at least she took it and just didn't. At least she did not accept it, and then the flowers died in your room a week later. Anyway,
Ah man, oh.
yeah, story for another time.
I guess we'll do an episode of our heartbreaks one day.
Yeah, next year, heartbreaks of our lives. Let me
Hell
fucking
yeah,
tell you all the
let's
women I've
go,
fumbled in my life.
let's go.
Um,
3 hour
boy,
show.
howdy. Oh my Christ. Anyway, speaking of holding on to these stories, the next song is "Don't Let Go"
All right.
by En Vogue. This is another like '90s, late '90s, early 2000s, but I think actually '90s ballad. This one's just so epic to me. Like En Vogue is it's in the similar vein of SWV girl group. They were really well known in the '90s, really popping off. Similar to Escape and stuff like that. This song, a lot of people will know it from the soundtrack for Set It Off. Set It
Mm.
Off is a movie from the '90s. Who some people might remember it. Think, what's that? What's Tarantino's first movie before Pulp Fiction? The one with
Reservoir
all the people in the.
Dogs.
Thank you. Think Reservoir Dogs, but with a bunch of black women.
Nice. I'm in.
It's that vibe. Like it's a bunch of like, people on the wrong side of the law. They stage a heist and shit goes wrong. Queen Latifah, Kimberly Elise, Vivica A. Fox, like, people sometimes. Don't Let Go is a song on there, and that song, it just goes way too hard for it to come from a movie like that.
Fair. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that is like a rough and tumble, like hardcore movie. This song is so sweet, so soft, so explosive. It's like, good God, I love this song. It's just so swelling. It's just so epic. You should just listen to it. It's hard for me to describe with words. You got to just listen to it and feel the emotions. It feels like a massive song. It just feels so big, and sometimes the emotion of love can feel very big. So yeah, I love it. So check it out.
I like that. I like that pick a lot. I'm going with one that is all the hotness right now. If you're on TikTok, you've heard this
Hmm.
song a million times, right? It's a fun song. It's a bop, as the kids would say. And the thing is, Jimenez is the one who pointed this out to me. The lyrics are actually so sweet. They're very sweet, very cute, very tender. That's OMG by New Jeans. New Jeans
Ah,
is the hottest new K-pop sensation. They're literally all 14 years old, and it's fucking freaky as hell. But yeah, oh yeah, that face you made. Yeah, they're like
can't believe it.
they're all like 14. It's fucking insanity. But anyway,
Oh, these fucking children that's on my Spotify screen right now. Okay.
but
Wow, they're young.
the song not only is like really fucking good, and the dances are great, and the production value is great. If you like K-pop, all the fucking good shit about K-pop is there. But when you actually like read through the lyrics and like obviously translate if you don't speak Korean, they're very sweet. It's very cute. It's a very cute song.
Hmm.
And it also has the added benefit that every time I hear that, I think of that Pedro Pascal fan cam, and it just makes me smile because Pedro Pascal is hot. I've totally,
Indeed.
I have to say to the people, I have to apologize. I didn't see it at first. I didn't get the Pedro Pascal love. I was like, he's good looking, but I don't know people. But there's something about The Last of Us and all the things he's been doing recently, and SNL, and seeing a bunch of interviews where I'm like, you know what? I'm in love with this fucking guy.
Yeah, it's that. I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna say I didn't see it in Pedro Pascal. I kind of always saw it, but I saw it in the way that retroactively, I never. It's not that I ever thought Steve Carell was ugly, but it wasn't until he started getting gray hairs and shit, where
Oh yeah,
everyone,
where he turned
including
hot.
me,
Yeah,
yeah, where
he
everyone's
went
like, "Oh
hot.
shit."
The
Yeah,
glasses. Oh,
definitely.
ho, ho, ho.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
dude.
something similar has happened with Pedro, where I saw him in things here or there very early on, but like when the wrinkles just happen in the right
Oh,
spots, it's like, oh, something's up.
you seen that video of him calling himself the cool slutty daddy? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Oh
yeah.
my! I
I'm
saw
like,
that. I was
oh,
like, oh. So Jimena,
Yeah.
shout out to her. She's on the sideline. She's my assistant. She pulled up the fan cam I'm talking about.
I love it. Oh, it immediately cut out all the audio, but there it goes.
Hey, at
Oh,
least you
it's
could.
just
Anyway, he's
faded in and
hot.
out.
He's hot. We love it. Yeah, at least
Pedro
you could
Pascal
see
is
it. You
hot.
know the song. You know
There
the
you
song.
go. Podcast listeners, go to the YouTube channel.
Thank you, Jimena.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Shout out to
But yeah,
Pedro. Anyway, this is just really a long con to say that I'm in love with Pedro Pascal.
aren't we all though? Aren't we all? Yeah. Can't wait for season 2 of The Last of
Oh
Us.
no! Oh no! Next song! Next song!
Next song. Well, just like Joel, "At Your Best You Are Love" is the next song here from Aaliyah. The late
Nice.
great Aaliyah. Yeah, this song's a classic. Aaliyah's had a lot of like more poppy, more upbeat hits. Got despite her being fucking groomed by R. Kelly at 16, she definitely had a long lasting legacy of, great music and just being a great person in general. Um, and "At Your Best You Are Love" is definitely my favorite song from her. This is a song where another micro story. I remember my parents were arguing about something like many, many years ago. It was something insignificant. And I was in the car in the back seat and I'm like, I want to diffuse this energy. So I put in my little HTC Aria, the one of the old ass Android phones,
Nice.
plugged it into aux cord, played this song, and I was like, "What y'all know about that?" And then my parents both looked at me and they were like, "What do you know about that?"
Whoa!
Because she
Whoa!
died
Whoa!
the year I was born.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like, this song came out like probably a year or two before I even existed. So yeah, this is just one of my favorite songs. It's like a 90s R&B artist cosplaying as one of those classic 70s 80s soul songs. So it
Mm.
has that old school feel, though it is not old school. But I like it a lot. Aaliyah, of course, can sing her ass off. She was very, very talented and she will be missed. But yeah, she totally needs some representation here. So "At Your Best You Are Love" is the greatest song that I think she's ever done. So here it is.
Okay, I dig that. I dig that. I got 12 songs left if I count it right. And I got a 50-50 split on Taylor Swift songs and non-Taylor Swift songs. So I'm going to keep doing what I was doing of going one Taylor Swift song, one non-Taylor Swift song. We'll go from
I
there.
like it.
So my next Taylor Swift song, let me see. Let me find one that okay, I'm going to go with Enchanted by Taylor Swift. Enchanted is a song from Speak Now, her third album. And it's one of those songs that it's not necessarily about being in love, but it's about that feeling of like meeting someone and just feeling completely enchanted and suddenly they're all you can think about and they're in your mind and you're just hoping that maybe you have a chance with this person. It's
Mm.
the lyrics are great. The buildup of this song from like beginning of it to like the hook hitting and the bridge of it, it's so strong and it hits so damn hard and the music and the violins just hit it perfectly and it goes so fucking hard. I cried my eyes out as my cats are murdering each other in the background. I saw this song live and cried my fucking eyes out, Emmett. You have
Love it.
no idea. You know when you cry so
Oh, I
much that
don't.
like your whole face fucking hurts?
Oh yes, I've been
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Fucking Best Man
dude.
Holiday did that to me.
Oh man, it's just excellent. It's so good. I I fucking adore that song. It's one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs ever, and I had to include it.
Yeah, hella respect, hella respect. Yeah, gotta love a good pain cry.
Yeah, you gotta
uh,
you gotta love it.
yeah, that's almost all I do by Stevie Wonder. Now I don't cry a lot. Let me not say that.
I
Anywho,
love your segues into your picks. By the way, it's excellent.
yeah, I'm gonna see if I can keep it up for the rest of these. They get some weird names, but we'll see. All I Do by Stevie Wonder. This is a classic. I think a lot of people, you hear that name, everyone knows Stevie Wonder, number one, but you hear the song All I Do and you're like, I don't know if I recognize that. But it's the one that's like, all I do is think about you.
Yeah,
Like you've heard that in like
you've
a
heard it. You've heard
in
it.
like a Kia commercial or like in the background of a movie trailer.
Kia
You've definitely
commercial
heard it.
is definitely not what I thought you were gonna say, but yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, it's just one of those songs that's just a little bit ubiquitous because Stevie Wonder is just everyone loves Stevie Wonder. So, and this album, Hotter Than July, a lot of his greatest hits from his discography are in this album. Skeletons from the fucking GTA 5 reveal commercial, this album. So yeah, Stevie Wonder's great. All I Do is a great song. I think Stevie Wonder deserved a spot on here because he is one of the goats.
Yeah.
And yeah, All I Do is it's a upbeat song, but it's also very sweet and soft. And yeah, I think it's just a very pretty song to listen to. Not the biggest ballad, but it's just fun thing. It's something you could play at a cookout, definitely.
To piggyback off of that pick, I love Stevie Wonder getting some recognition. This is one that I thought you might include, and this is some I edited this list as we were going because I saw some songs that I didn't quite feel, and I did some editing, I did some ad libbing, but this is one that came to mind, and I have to include it, and it's a classic. And as a quick, this one's a shout out to Jimena's mom, my mother in law. I mean, we're not married yet, but my mother in law.
Hmm.
It is her favorite fucking song of all time. This song could play 4 blocks away, and if that woman hears it, she will run to sing this
Knucking
song.
Your Buck by Crime
She
Mob. No, I'm
will,
kidding.
yeah, yes. And words in Paris. No,
That would be great. Oh my god.
little Hispanic lady just full on.
She's over there going gorilla.
That visual
Oh my
is not gonna
god.
leave my mind. No, this is "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" by Marvin Gaye, and I forget the name of the lady that he's featuring with because I'm dumb.
I
But
will
anyway,
look that up while you're talking. Please continue.
classic, right? Like, come on, it's "Ain't No Mountain High Enough." It's a classic. It's a beautiful song. The lyrics are great. It's a good vibe, and this is one of those things where for the rest of my life, when I hear this song, I think of Jimena's mom because the way that she just belts it so with such joy and such happiness, it's just adorable and it's really cute. And I had to include that.
Yeah, that's a really good pick. That's definitely something where also my parents' generation, that's a classic to them as well. And if you listen to like the Sister Act 2 soundtrack, you'd heard that song as well. So
Ah.
shout out to that. Also, Tammy Terrell
Also,
is the name of
Guardians
the
of the
young
Galaxy,
lady.
Tammy Terrell. Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy, right? That song's in Guardians of the
I think
Galaxy.
so. Either
Sounds
one
about
or
right.
two. Definitely one of them. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Definitely one of the goats.
Yeah.
But hey, Ain't No Mountain High Enough because you know what's at the top of that mountain?
What?
Love.
Bitch, come on, man.
Love on
Nice.
Top by
Nice.
Beyonce is the next song.
Nice.
I'm loving these segues you're giving me.
Good.
So yeah, Love on Top. I really, really wanted to get Beyonce on here somewhere. Didn't know where I would do it. Didn't know what type of song I should choose. I thought there's some love songs on Lemonade. Feels a little weird to include some Lemonade stuff because that's the whole Jay-Z cheated on me
Right?
album.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Exactly.
Love's a
And then
complicated thing.
it is very loving you is complicated, as Kendrick once said. But yeah, bingo, bango. Look at me, segue god.
This fucking guy.
But yeah, Love on Top is one of my favorite Beyonce songs. It was my ringtone and or alarm tone for like a solid 2 years. I'll say right now, the album that the song came from, 4, is my favorite Beyonce album of all time. In fact, do I have it?
Oh,
Yes, I
prop
do have
time,
it.
Prop time.
Prop time.
Oh,
Wouldn't
I
this
did
suck
not
if I
expect
didn't
you to
have
grab a
pants?
Dual Shock.
Oh
That's not
yeah,
what I thought the
because
prop was gonna be.
Beyonce's 4 album,
Nice.
I have a sticker of it on my orange DualShock because it goes with the purple that accents it.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, I love this album to fucking death. This is the album that made me. I always liked Beyonce, but it wasn't until that album where I was like, "Oh fuck, I might be a super fan." And then it wasn't until Lemonade where I could admit it to myself. So yes, Beyonce for one of my favorite albums from her, "Love on Top," one of the best songs on that album. That album is pretty much all hits. Like that's kind of like Michael Jackson off the wall, just hit after hit after hit for the entire album. And so Love on Top is the first one off of there. It sets the tone. It feels like it's a poppy song. It's a very pretty, like kind of skip through the park, like it's a sunny day type song. But it also can just destroy a stadium.
Yeah.
Like I can imagine her just Madison Square Garden, just the energy in that room when she performs this song is probably off the charts. And yeah, I really want to see her perform this song live before I die. And yes, I did try to look at those Renaissance tickets. Me and my girlfriend are going to fucking Boston and LA in like 2 months. So money is tight. So I will see her next tour. But hey, Beyonce, if you're listening or watching, hit us up. Just me and my girl. That's all. Just me. Just us. Just please. Just
Yeah,
we
she'll
love
hit
you.
up. She'll hit you up.
Yeah, I have a vinyl on the wall.
I'll text her. I'll shoot her a text.
Yeah, yeah. Hit B for me.
Yeah, I got. No worries, man. I got you. Okay. Next Taylor Swift song. I'm gonna go from Midnights from the deluxe edition of the 3 a.m. edition of Midnights. There's a song called Paris in there, right? It's a
Hmm.
fun vibe. It's a good
Who's in
song.
Paris? No, I'm
Ah,
kidding.
see, that should have been my segue. Fuck.
Your mother-in-law?
My mother-in-law's in Paris.
Oh God.
Anyway, Paris is a very very nice song. It's about it kind of goes into connection with another Taylor Swift song that I'm going to pick, but it's about being so in love that you kind of block all the bad shit that could be happening out just because you're so happy with a person, and this person came into your life at such a good time that some other shit could be going down, but you don't care. The whole crux of the song is you pretend like you're in Paris having dinner and a glass of champagne. So it's really cute. The pre hook is just really, it just makes me smile every time I hear it. So I'm going for Paris.
Hmm. That's off of Midnight's, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I remember liking this song. This was one of my songs I felt positively on this one. So yeah, good pick. I'll give you that one. Yeah. Handshake through the screen. There you go.
Yes.
Good
Yes.
job for
Thank
that
you.
one.
Thank you, sir.
No problemo. Yeah, I guess I had to show some respect if I do love you by Brown said no, that didn't work. That didn't work as well. The
I'll take
song is
it.
If You Love Me. Yeah, totally fucked that up. If You Love Me by Brownstone is the next song here. Um, this one's another lower key song, similar to Someone to Love You by Rough Ends. I just personally like this song. It is very much so a more upbeat pop song, but it's grasping for similar epicness as Don't Let Go. It feels similarly, if not equally, epic to me, but it has a more casual, more bouncy feel. Where Don't Let Gov or Gov, wow,
Gov.
Don't Let
Don't
dot
let
Gov.
go. That's the British version.
Don't let go. Uh, Don't Let Go by In Vogue is totally a song that I could imagine someone getting emotional during a performance and like crying during it.
Mm.
But If You Love Me, I could not imagine that. It is not the same level of like magnitude as that song, but it's a similar feel. You know, Brownstone is also another girl group. And it just has that vibe, has that tone, but it's just a very positive song, and it has that bouncy feel of a lot of the more fast-paced SWV songs that I love too. So yeah, If You Love Me is a great song, and it just has a really nice chorus. If you love me, say it. If you trust me, show it. Like it's just call and response. Everyone loves those types of tracks. So
Classic.
yeah, had to get it on here.
Okay, I dig it. I dig it. I'm going for an artist that I thought we could overlap on. There was a chance we could overlap on
Mm.
because I know you'd love this. Was my pick for Emmett's White Woman. So
You've already heard my white woman at this point.
I know. So that's why I figured. So Ariana Grande, right? We're both big
Ah.
Ariana Grande people. I was bouncing back and forth between a few different songs, right? I thought of Into You because I love the song Into You is such a good vibe, right? And
Hmm.
it kind of goes a little bit with it's a little leaning towards the sexual side, as many Ariana Grande songs do, right?
Especially recently, bro.
Yes. Oh my
The
god.
second she got a good dick, it was everyone's
It
problem.
was she letting the world know, bro. But
God bless her.
I went with one of the first songs that came to mind when I thought of happy love song, in Ariana Grande's discography. It's a very popular one. It's from her first album. That's The Way with Mac Miller, right? And obviously we
Yeah.
know the whole story behind it, and it ends in sadness and all that, but the
Mm.
song itself is very cute, and the fact that they after the fact like we're together and all that, it's cute. It's a fun, happy time. And in terms of like Ariana Grande love songs that are just about love and not they don't get into
Fucking.
into exactly not about fucking.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going for The Way with Ariana Grande. That's
Yeah.
that's my pick.
I respect The Way. I have two things to say about that pick 'cause that's a very good pick. Actually, maybe three things. We'll see. Number one, The Way is very good, and that's actually the first song I ever heard by Ariana Grande.
Mm,
The story goes, we were in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, on a family vacation,
nice.
and on the radio, I hear this song, and I'm like, "Oh shit, turn that up, mom!" Or I don't say "oh shit" to my mom.
Oh shit, mom! Turn that shit up.
My God, fucking 15-year-old Emmett. Holy fuck, mother. But I'm like, ooh, this song's really good. And so I ask her to turn it up and I'm like jamming out to the song. I'm like, love the way. And I'm like, oh, this is a really good Mariah Carey song. And, and
Oh,
then the radio, like the song ends and the DJ's like, that was the way by Ariana Grande. I'm like, holy
you're like,
shit,
oh, what?
Ariana can do that. Like I knew her from Nickelodeon, but I didn't know she had chops like that
Yeah, man.
musically.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I became a fan immediately after that. And also I was just, I don't know why this was. Maybe someone shared a tweet and I just got down a rabbit hole. Ariana Grande was really thirst posting in her Big Sean era specifically.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, good lord, like just I don't even want to say things now because she's happily married and stuff now, so good for her. And plus she's making song, that outlet is her songs now. She's no longer making weird Instagram captions when she was like fucking 18. That was very strange time in the world.
It was an era.
Yeah, it was an era indeed. But yeah, I love Ariana Grande. If it was me, I probably would have done Honeymoon Avenue. That's one of
I
my
thought
favorite
of
love
Honeymoon
songs.
Ave.
Yeah.
I literally, because this is another one of my ad libs, because I had Into You, and I was between Honeymoon Avenue and The Way, and I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't Honeymoon Avenue have a bit of a sad, like, kind of vibe to it, or am I confusing it?
There is a little bit of a implication where she literally says, "Let's go back to the way it was," but I don't know if that
Yeah.
means is the relationship broken and you want it to go back to when it was good, or does this mean let's love each other like it's the 1920s? Because that
Right. Fair.
whole
Fair.
album has that vibe.
That's true. So that I had that doubt, and that's why I went The Way.
Yeah. Plus, I rather not love people like it's the 1920s because I legally couldn't get married yet. Anywho, the next song. Hey, you know what? That works because thank God for modern day because I Am Free by Denise Williams.
Fucking hell, Evan. Fucking hell. What?
That was
Come
I didn't
on.
even plan any of that.
Holy
I feel
shit.
great. So
Happy
yeah, Free
Black
by Denise
History
Williams.
Month.
Yeah. Happy Black History Month, everybody.
Hey, man.
Um, yeah, you're getting like a white woman's the minority in this list. Like, let's be clear.
Oh, shit.
Hey, technically, there's two white people on this list, but we'll get to that.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, be excited. You might not know their name, but let's get excited. Free by Denise Williams, one of my favorite love songs of all time. It has, here's how I describe it. You ever like, fuck, there's a song called As We Lay by fucking, what's her name? God damn it. Shirley, or I'm just gonna type in As We Lay. As We Lay. I'm gonna find this and okay, Shirley Murdoch made this song called As We Lay. I almost put it on this list because it is a song about like that feeling you get when you wake up next to your partner after a night of whatever, and it's the morning time and you're just like glad they're there and you just cuddle. It's
That's
like a
nice.
great like
That's nice.
cuddling song. It's about infidelity.
That's not so nice.
But she sings about it so beautifully that you don't really think about it being about infidelity. It just comes off as like a sweet love song. Free is that feeling, but even more so. Where it's not just the we just got it done and you're still here and I'm just happy that we're together in this moment. Free feels like floating. Like free, just like when someone loves you so much that all your worries go away, like it's just one of those things where like nothing in brain except my love per person. And it's just like I know it's called Free, but it's just a very freeing song. It's just a very uplifting song. Not like it crescendos or anything. It actually kind of has a very low vibrational tone for the first minute or two, and then it kind of expands into a slightly more upbeat thing. But like Denise Williams has just one of the most beautiful voices of all time, in my opinion, and she fucking uses it to full effect here. And this is totally like of my parents' generation. Like I guarantee you, my parents weren't thinking about kids when this song came out, probably. So, like that's how old we're talking about. But I love this fucking song, "Free" by Denise Williams. And don't listen to the single version. Listen to the album version. It's a little bit longer, but it's like not even 6 minutes. It's like a little over 5. Listen to it. It's very fucking good. "Free" by Denise Williams.
Good pick. Good pick. I love that pick. I love that pick. My next Taylor Swift song, it's one that I was mad at myself that I didn't include, and I replaced it for someone for another one. I'm mad at myself because I have the lyrics of this fucking song tattooed on my arm, and it's like
Kind of important.
one of the most beautiful love songs she's written. It's Invisible String. It's in
Mm.
Folklore. Uh, the whole kind of concept behind it is the idea of an invisible golden string tying you to someone throughout your whole life, and you didn't know until you finally meet, right? And
Mm.
it's an idea that the words are, isn't it just so pretty to think all along there was an invisible string tying you to me? And it's really pretty, kind of goes through Taylor's life before being with her current person, a little bit about her current partner, and then when they met, and it jumps time a little bit, and it goes into her past troubles, and it's just really well done. It's really pretty song. It's her and a guitar. It's beautiful. Uh, the lyrics I have tattooed on my arm is, and this is her handwriting, by the way. I photoshopped this myself.
Ooh.
I'm cool. I'm
Okay.
happy about
I was
that.
about to say she wrote on your arm. Holy
Well,
fuck! You
listen,
you wouldn't be here if that happened. You'd be dead.
I would have died. Yeah, I would have died. I would have died. I wouldn't be here. But would have been worth it. Would have been worth it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
It's a hell was the journey, but it brought me heaven is the lyrics I have tattooed on me, because
Aw.
the quick story is she has a Disney Plus movie of her like performing the songs from Folklore for the first time, because it was a COVID album in the studio
Mm.
that she recorded it in. And for some reason, when she sang that part of that song, something about like seeing it just got to me on a different fucking level where I broke down. And that was a moment
Mm.
where I was like, I think I need to get these words tattooed on me. I think they mean enough to me.
I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, big respect to that.
Okay, Jimena is
Ooh.
being very rude here on the side and pointing out that this is the third different time that I've broken down crying due to Taylor Swift in this episode. And I would just like to say, I don't appreciate that. I'm an emotional guy and I love Taylor Swift, all right? Fucking sue me.
Hey, look, we're in the love song episode. We are entitled to break down and cry.
Yeah.
But you're just lucky that I didn't pick a lot of the songs to which I broke down and cried.
Well, I did that work for us.
Yeah, thank you for that. There was one song. Fuck, what's this called? Fucking. I Wish by Carl Thomas. I Wish by Carl Thomas.
Mm.
Literally, the song is about how he loves this girl and they were together for a while, but now she has like a family and shit, and he's alone.
Oh,
And it's literally, I
that's
wish I
brutal.
never met her at all. And I'm like, bro, I went through some shit at late high school. That song came in front of me. You want to talk about tears? Oh my god!
Let's go, man.
I'm the reason they call Salt Lake City Salt Lake City.
Nice. Yes.
Oh boy. But hey, it's okay now because I've made up with her and now we're just friends by Music Soul Child. I am god tier with the setups,
You're
man.
doing excellent. You're doing great. Every time I don't see it coming at all. You just hit me with it. I'm like, oh, that was a segue. Nice job.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, Music Soul Child, he is definitely one of the I don't want to say pioneers because he's really just like the next generation of a similar type of sound. But you want to talk about like neo soul and that whole soul movement of your Al Greens, of your Teddy Pendergrasses, of those folks being brought forward into the 2000s. Music Soul Child was really at the forefront of that movement. And he has a lot of hit songs from back then, but Just Friends is probably my favorite. Actually, Love is probably my favorite because he sings about love, but like uses a double entendre to kind of talk about like a girl he loves, but also the concept of love. Like he describes them in the same way, and it's just very powerful. But I put Just Friends on here because I wanted a song, because we got a lot of love songs on here. Just Friends is the ballad for the talking stage. Like this is the song where like I'm interested, I want to get to know you. I'm interested in you, but I don't want to overstep boundaries. I don't want to go too far.
Dude,
I want to be respectful.
My next song goes on those exact themes, so I like that you're saying this.
Hell yeah. Synergies. Yeah, Just Friends. It's also a very nice and pleasant song. It kind of has like that. I've talked a lot about certain songs on here that are like, oh, it's a nice, bright, sunny day. Whenever I think of like the very nice and just, oh, it's a beautiful day type songs, I'm thinking of like Happy by Pharrell. Like it has that vibe. And yeah, Just Friends is a great song. And it's just very like, it's respectable. It kind of gives me vibes of me where I Like I told you with Gabby, we were friends for fucking months and I didn't say anything because I want to be respectful and shit. This is that type of vibe, but not as oblivious as I was being.
Yeah, but
So yeah.
you and I are get a little bit more oblivious points. It's all good. To piggyback off of you, because it's very similar themes. "Delicate" by Taylor Swift. I know this is two Taylor Swift songs
Mm,
in a row, but "Delicate" by Taylor Swift is about what you're saying, man. It's about that stage before you're fully with somebody where you kind of wanna tell them how you feel, but it's about that anxiety that you're feeling about is it cool that like I'm into you in like in this way and I want to approach you this way, and it's about those conflicting feelings. And Taylor relates it to her own the moment that she's going through where her reputation has never been worse, but she feels these things for this guy and she's not sure if it's the right time, if it's cool, if it's all right. So it's a very very similar vibe. I love that song. It's a very beautiful song. So
hmm.
synergy.
Ah, right there. I love it. I love it. It's almost like "You're in My Head" by Heather Headley. Oh fuck, I fucked it up. "In My Mind" by Heather Headley.
Oh, Emmett.
Oh, that was so
Come
perfect.
on, dude.
Next time, next time. Now, "In My Mind" is a song that I feel like more people know this song because it was sampled in the Nicki Minaj song "Seeing Green" featuring Drake and Lil Wayne.
Nice.
And quite frankly, one of the greatest hip hop samples of all time. I don't care what anybody says. That song goes hard, even though it's like a year and a half old, but it's really good. Anywho, "In My Mind" is similar to "I Wish" by Carl Thomas. It is that regret of love song where
Mm,
instead of Carl Thomas being like, "I wish I never met you," it's Heather Headley being like, "I know you have a woman now, you have someone else, but in my mind, you'll always be my man." Like
mm.
that's just how she's thinking of it. So it's a slightly more positive spin on a dark situation or a sad situation. But I just like it. Heather Headley singing her ass off. Just it's another very big, strong ballad, especially when you get towards the end and the music just swells and just one of the greatest. Like literally her like just jamming out at the end, just going, yeah, yeah, yeah. That is the loop that plays for the Nicki Minaj track. It is that
Mm.
iconic of an ending to the song. And I love it. I want to say this is like early 2000s as well, but I love this goddamn song. It's so fucking good. And yeah, I've related a little bit. Actually, I've never related to literally her scenario where she's like, "In my mind, you'll always be my man." Cause like, in my mind, if we're not a thing, we're not a thing. And I'm not going to make it weird by thinking about it too hard.
Fair.
Um, but it's a nice sentiment. It's a nice imaginary place to be. So
I
yeah,
like
I
that.
enjoy this song a lot.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick. I'm gonna go with my last of actually I have one more that's a classic. I have two classics left. And you know what? I'm gonna give you a double feature. They're not super related, but only because I need to go to the bathroom. So while you give your double feature, I can do that.
I like it. I like it.
So these are two classics, right? The first one is "Fly Me to the Moon," Frank Sinatra.
Ooh,
Jimena pointed,
Bayonetta soundtrack.
yeah, there you go. Jimena pointed out to me that I should have some Frank Sinatra, and I always enjoyed Frank Sinatra for a very specific reason, and that's the New York Yankees. When the New York Yankees win, they play "New York, New York" by Frank Sinatra. So that's
God bless you.
where my usual love for Frank Sinatra. That's the Venn diagram. But Jimena loves Frank Sinatra. She actually loves his music. And "Fly Me to the Moon's" a classic. It's a great. You can't go wrong with that, man. Like it's a classic. It's beautiful. The vocals, the trumpets, the rising action. It's excellent. It's excellent. It's "Fly Me to the Moon."
Love it.
Can't go wrong.
I love it.
The other one, it's another classic. The Beatles, right? I was thinking of including
Hmm.
some type of Beatles song, and I almost included "Yesterday," which is widely considered to be the best Beatles song by a lot of people, or one of the best songs ever written. "Yesterday's" just a bummer, right? Like it's beautiful, but it's a bummer. I didn't want to go so bummer, so I'm going with another song to widely be considered one of the Beatles' best, and that's "In My Life." "In My Life"
Hmm.
is a very nice song. It's a bit more nostalgic. But they're both about reminiscing about your past. But "In My Life" takes a bit more of a happier approach to it, and less of like just fuck, I'm bummed out about the way it works out, and it relates it back at the end about loving someone, and telling all these reminiscing things about where you grew up and the people that you were friends with and all that, and about how you kind of relate all that love back to someone that you love. So I went with "Within My Life." I liked that sort of connection to it. And yeah, those are my
I like
two
that.
classics.
I like that. Very powerful, very meta. Are you gonna keep your headphones on while you leave?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't have
Absolutely.
okay,
Absolutely.
because
Hit
I'm gonna
me.
say my stuff, and you have a chance to respond when you come back.
Yes.
So you're all good. I'm just gonna talk about mines then. Well, now, guys, now that I'm the only person on camera right now, I feel pretty lonely by Chloe and Halle. He's probably like, you motherfucker, off camera right now as he's away from the mic. So yeah, I'll talk about this song and I'll talk about another one right after that. One that I'm sure he has nothing to say about because he doesn't know what this next song is, nor probably the artist. But Lonely by Chloe and Halle. If you don't know Chloe and Halle, they are, I wouldn't call them a group. I mean, they're sisters. They're sisters. They've been making music together for a long time. They actually got, I don't want to say they got put on by Beyonce, but at a very early age, Beyonce discovered them, I guess. If you ever saw the Beyonce movie, The Fighting Temptations, Beyonce has like she's like the romantic interest in that movie. One of the sisters here, I believe Chloe was the one, is the little girl version of Beyonce in that movie. So it's very much so like they've had a long history with them. But Chloe and Halle are all grown up now. They're like early 20s now, and they've been making music, on the world stage for a while. And the album Ungodly Hour is their debut, or not their debut album, but their most recent album that they've put out together. And I love that album. Ungodly Hour is one of my favorite albums. Also, did you love that transition now that you're
That
back?
was excellent. That was excellent. And I will say, I love Chloe and Halle, and I am in love with Chloe Bailey. Jimena knows it very well. She's giving me a look. She rolled her eyes at me. I am in love with that woman. The amount of times that Jimena looks at my phone. Oh, well, I thought the amount of times I've looked at my phone and Jimena sees, and I'm looking through Chloe Bailey's Instagram stories is embarrassing. It happens a lot.
You know what? I fully understand. I have their vinyl on my wall. Here's the thing. I love the sisters. That's how I
Oh
was
yeah.
introduced to
Oh
them.
yeah.
I love both of them. But like, if I had to pick one, I'm a Haley person. I don't know what to
Oh,
tell
look
you.
at that. We
I love
complement
Haley.
each other, man. Look at that.
Yeah. Because now that I'm thinking about it, even in retrospect, I've always liked Hallie. But like personality wise, my girlfriend kind of has Hallie's personality a little bit, where it's like very sweet, but will get sour if you fuck with them. So like, I like that feist. It's good. It's good. But Lonely, the song specifically, I think that entire album's great. There's not a lot of love songs on there. There's songs about love. I Wonder What She Thinks of Me is a great song where it's like about infidelity, but from the perspective of the person who's cheating with the person who has the relationship. So yeah, stuff like that. But Lonely, I really love because this album came out before I had any romantic prospects, and it just really hit because the theme of the song, the moral of the song is literally the chorus says, you don't have to be lonely being alone. And it's just about how, yeah, you might be lonely right now, but understand there's other people who's also in that situation. And, just because you're hurting right now doesn't mean someone can't empathize with your hurt, can't also feel your hurt. So, yes, it's not necessarily a love song, but it's like a love of mankind song rather than a romantic love song. And, for me, I really needed that at that time of my life. And you want to talk about songs that we've cried to? This is definitely a song where I've dropped a couple tears to
Yeah.
because it was what I needed at the time.
Love
And
the
it
pick.
kept me going until I got here. So yeah,
love
love
the
that
pick.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that one. And then the next song, one that I guarantee you have never heard, I Do Love You by GQ.
You're
This
correct.
is another one. Yeah, I figured so. This is one where I'm gonna be honest. Yes, my parents put me onto this, but really, like old movies put me onto this. This is the type of song where, like, there's a joke that I'm gonna explain to you of like whenever you watch a movie on BET, it starts the exact same way, where something like or actually this actual song plays in the background and it's just like family photos of like black kids and
Love
like
that.
grandmothers and stuff, and then it zooms in on a scene and it's cut and it does the record scratch. That's me. You're probably wondering how we got here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like every other BET movie that airs on that channel starts like this, and this is that song. I've heard this song in so many black movies over my lifetime, and now it's just a nostalgia thing where it just gives me warm vibes. And yes, it is still a love song. It's a very pretty big ballad as well, and it's pretty long too. It's almost 5 minutes, but I just like it because it just gives me warm vibes. This song feels like a hug,
Mhm.
where it's not super extreme. It just feels like a comfort food song. Yes, it's a very personal pick, but if anyone had a similar upbringing, if you watched a lot of BET and can quote Baby Boy damn near off from complete memory, then booyah, there you go.
Sweet. Good pick. I like that. I like that.
Thank you kindly.
My second to last Taylor Swift song is Cornelia Street, another one off of the album Lover. Shout out to
Mm.
Belinda Garcia. I know this is one of her favorite off of
Hey,
Lover. Shout out to her. Um,
Belly Lelly. I don't know why I
Bel-
said that.
all right, all right.
Belly. I was thinking Belinda, and then I was like, Belly. Yeah, that don't even mean
Listen,
anything.
man, you've been on a streak with the transitions. You got a miss every now and then. Is okay. It happens.
I was overdue. I was overdue. You're fair.
It's all good. Yeah, Cornelia Strait's a great song. It's really beautiful. It's about sort of like the realization and the feeling of like you love someone so much and you're so in love with someone that if something were to happen and you were to lose them, you would not know what to do. And she relates it to an apartment that she rented out in Cornelia Street in New York, and so that she could spend more time with her partner. And what what she says is if the relationship ever ended, I would never walk Cornelia Street ever again in my life because it would hurt too much
Ooh,
to even be there.
ooh, boy, howdy, that's rough. But
Yeah,
I get it.
exactly. It hits. It hits. It's great. It's lyrically beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. Taylor's popping off like she tends to. So yeah.
Indeed, respect to Taylor popping off yet again. Um, shit. I was trying to think of popping. I was like, popcorn. How does this compare? Nah, there's no segue here. Butterflies by Michael Jackson.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Jesus.
Here we go. Here we are. So yeah, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is actually the artist that I initially had two songs from on here. I'll just say the other song because I deleted it. Can't Stop Loving You. That's another Michael
That's a
Jackson
classic. Yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
I love that fucking song. But Butterflies is the one that I picked because I relate to it the most out of any of his other love songs. It is a song about that feeling, that light, you get a feeling in your stomach, that I gotta take a shit feeling when you really love someone. When mommy and daddy love
Ah,
each other.
yes.
No.
The famous words, Michael Jackson. Oh, I gotta take a shit.
Oh my god. So yeah, that I have
Yeah.
had that feeling so many times in my lifetime. Like, hey, we talked about all these girls I fumbled, felt this feeling every time.
Yeah.
Felt this feeling every
Totally.
single time. Whether or not it was justified, history can tell that. But it's nice to finally have that feeling and have it be justified. So yeah, just that butterfly feeling. I love that. I just relate to it so much, and he just describes it, and even the song itself, just the way it's produced, the way it's performed, the instrumental of it. It feels fluttery. It feels soft. It feels like light on its feet, like you're floating a little bit. So
Mhm.
I love it. And then also shout out to the demo version of this song that is sung by the girl group Flowetry, early 2000s R&B group. That song is also very good. Has a slightly different vibe, but I just prefer the Butterflies from Michael Jackson version. But both versions are very, very good. So check those out.
Good pick. Good pick. In my next song, I'm going with "One in a Million" by Rex Orange County. Uh,
Mm,
Kimena and I went to a Rex Orange County concert that was cut short due to a thunderstorm, which sucked. Uh,
damn. One
but
in a million for real.
yeah, we got to see "One in a Million" live, and that's one of the more like slow, nice, pretty ballads that he has. It's just very nice. I mean, like it's self-explanatory, right? It's talking to about how somebody is so special, they're one of one, they're one in a million, and all that. But the lyrics are really pretty. The vibes are really beautiful all around it. It just feels nice and warm and pretty to listen to. So that's why I'm going there.
I like that. I like a nice, warm, just pleasant feeling song.
Yeah.
Really think, yeah, I like the wharf that's created by Loving You by Minnie Riperton. Uh, yeah, I'm getting them back,
We're
baby.
back, baby.
Fun fact, Minnie Riperton, the mother of what comedic actress?
Oh shit. Oh, trivia. Oh my god.
Now
Okay.
you probably don't know the relation, but you definitely know this actress. She has an Apple TV show, and she's often on SNL, and she's been in an Adam Sandler movie or two.
Wait,
and she's
yeah, is
yeah,
it fucking hell. It's Maya
hmm
Rudolph, right?
Maya Rudolph is
Yeah, yeah,
Minnie
yeah, yeah,
Riperton's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
daughter.
yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
bless
which is
her.
fucking yeah. I love Maya Rudolph. Maya Rudolph is like I don't know. I love Maya Rudolph.
One of the
Like I love
funniest
and
fucking
respect her
people
as
alive.
yeah. I love and respect her as a comedian and an actress, but also I don't know. Maya Rudolph is one of them ones for me. Like you say, Chloe Bailey,
Yeah.
Maya Rudolph.
Maya Rudolph. All right, man. Fuck yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I couldn't tell
Hey,
you
I
why,
get
but
it.
here I am.
I get
Yeah.
it.
See, there you go. And maybe that's because she's the offspring of Minnie Riperton, who is one of these folks who Minnie Riperton is a great artist. She has a very like pretty voice. Like when I say pretty, I
Yes.
mean like high octave all the time, just sounds very heavenly. And Loving You is another one similar to this woman's work. Loving You, it comes on and it just sounds like you're entering the Garden of Eden. Just like
Mm.
birds chirping, just like very light piano slash harps. Like it's just very pretty, very gorgeous song. It just comes in very heavenly and it maintains that vibe the entire time. It doesn't crescendos, doesn't go down. It just stays there the entire time. And it has one of the most iconic high notes in any song ever. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's the one that goes la la. I don't want to sing the whole thing. At the end, it goes do 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 do, and she like goes out of space
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, if you ever saw the movie Johnson's Family Vacation, that's the song they're singing in the bathtub. If you watch a lot of BET, you know what that reference means.
Happy
So
Black
there you
History
go.
Month once again
Yeah, Black
from
History
Spoonful.
Month. The blackest spoonful of all time is the love song
Oh
episode.
God, that's the name of the episode. We're totally
oh,
putting everything
man.
aside.
Oh, exactly. Get them clicks.
Yeah.
But yeah, Loving You by Minnie Riperton, great song. I love it. It's just a beautiful track and it just makes my heart flutter a little bit every time I hear it. So
I
yeah,
love
gotta
that.
give that shout out.
I love that. That's a great pick. I love that. For my last Taylor Swift song, I left this one last on purpose because I've talked a lot about Reputation and why I think it's such a genius fucking album. And the album presents itself as something, right? As like, oh, it's Taylor in her edgy era, right? Like, she's giving an FU to Kanye and Kim and all that. And some of the album is that, right? Like, it's not that it's not. And sonically, a lot of the album is that. It's like a very kind of different style of production to what Taylor Swift had done prior. But what is genius about the album is that it's almost a concept album in the way that it slowly starts to transform into a love album and an album of falling in love and during one of the worst hardships of your life, really finding love. And it's a very beautiful album when you look at it that way. And what I love about it is that all of the album has a very sonically cohesive sort of vibe to it, right? It sounds like a very specific thing. If you hear it, you know what it is and you know where it comes from.
Mhm.
The very last song on Reputation is New Year's Day. It totally switches it all up. It's a piano ballad. It's the
Hmm.
only instrumental song in Reputation. It's a piano ballad. It's Taylor and a piano, and it's such a beautiful song. So soft, so emotionally packed, such a great climax to the album about just being with someone and wanting to stay with them and realizing that they're what you want and it's just beautiful. I really don't have enough words for New Year's Day as a song and also as the bookend to the album Reputation. It's perfect for what it is. It's incredible. It's one of her most beautiful songs, and
Hmm.
and it's excellent. It's excellent. It's excellent. Has to go in there.
I love that pick because yes, also that sounds like a great Taylor Swift song, but also in my head, I think it might have had the Mother I Sober effect where because it's on the album with all these, different sounding tracks than
Yeah,
that, it hits way harder once it's right
Ye-
there at the end.
dude. Yes, actually, 100%.
Yeah. Weird that I made Mother I Sober the comparison, but yes, you got me there.
I no, I dig
you
it. I see
yeah.
the comparison.
Yeah. Sometimes with my Kendrick references, you must be getting so sick of me by Neo.
God,
Not of me,
fucking
but
god
just so
damn it.
sick by
Yeah,
Neo.
yeah. God damn it.
That's the next song. Now here's the thing. How many more songs do you have?
I have one song left.
Okay, I got two after this one. So I don't know. I had 22 left because we had 20 and then we doubled up twice. So I just made it 22. So I
All
don't know
right.
if I just miscount or something,
It's
but I'm
hey,
just gonna go with it.
it's all good.
Okay, I'll do. You want to do a double
So
feature now,
so
or have our last song
so
back to
you
back?
have a total of 3 songs left, is what I.
I have Neo So Sick that I'm doing right now, and then I got two more.
Okay, I have 1 song left. So why don't you give me 2 now? I'll do my song and you wrap us up.
Excellent. So Sick by Neo is another one where it's like, is that a love song? It's definitely a love song, but it's a sad love song.
Mm.
It's the it's a breakup song. And I love this one a lot. This is another one where when I was going through my little breakups and whatever in grade school, wow, I didn't even have relationships in grade school. When I was going through emotional turmoil in grade school, I would turn to this song. And also video is very cool. It does that letterbox thing where there's video in the black bars on top of the video
Mm.
that's also in between them. It's very cool. But yeah, So Sick by Neo is just one of those songs where it has a bounce to it, even though it is very sad. And it's just lyrically, he's really like this is a depressing picture, but like a satisfyingly depressing picture if you're in the mood to be sad.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I had to change the calendar. I had to change the answering machine because it was our voices. I had to change the calendar because it marked our anniversary. Like, and even like towards the end, he's like, I hate remembering that you had our first child. And I'm like, God, that hurts. It's just like all the memories you build with a person. It's just the pain of having to hold on to those memories without the person you shared them with. Like that is pain. But also a reason that I like keeping songs like this and some of these other sadder songs, that's still love. Like love
Totally.
hurts sometimes. Feeling strongly is a risk. And it's a risk that hopefully anyone listening, take this advice, let this be the thing you take away. That risk is always worth it. Always take that risk.
Hmm.
But it is a risk. And this is a very nice song about how that risk can manifest itself. I love it. Neo isn't like the greatest R&B voice of our generation, but he holds the song up. He fucking nails it. And yeah, I love it. It's great. Um, the next song here is I wanted this artist on here. There were like 4 or 5 songs, actually 3 or 4 songs that I wanted on here from her. I almost did a rap version of a completely different song that she did, featuring Fabulous, and you'll know that song instantly if you're aware of this artist. That is Tamia.
Mm.
Tamia, a lot of songs. There's one song called "I'm So Into You," and Fabulous took that song and did a whole remix where now she's just on the chorus instead of the whole song being her. Love that song. Didn't pick that song. I picked "Still" by Tamia because a lot of these songs that we've been talking about are like that feeling of love when you're either at the beginning or in the middle of it. Still is such a beautiful song to me because it is the song of like her and her husband, like in this, in the song, I don't know how her real life is. Her and her husband had kids, got mortgaged like far along in the years, and they still talk on the phone for hours when she's away. He'll still write letters and send her flowers every other day. And like they're still running around like teenagers. Like that's like the dream, to be far along in your relationship and it still feels like the first time.
Yeah.
Like that is an incredible feeling. And that is like when I'm sitting here, when I used to be sitting around here sad about relationships and stuff, that is a song that would often make me tear up because it's like I'm the type of person who, when I love hard and I love very quickly. It happens very quickly. So like this is the type of shit that was going off in my brain within seconds.
Totally.
And so when you lose it, it hurts. But when you have it, and this song makes you think back to all these memories, this life you built with a person, it is just so satisfying. It's so sweet and it's so great. So yeah, Still by Tamia. Check out Still. It's a really good song.
That's a great pick. That's beautiful. That I enjoy that. My last song, right? It's a fun time, and I wanted to give it a shout out for this reason. It's "Kiss Me More" by Doja Cat and SZA.
I like that. That's really good.
It's a good song, and the reason why I want to give it a shout out is because it's not your typical Doja Cat song, right? That's one of the things that I like about it. I love Doja Cat, huge Doja Cat fan,
She's
both of
great.
her music, and in the same way that I love Chloe Bailey and Jimenez is also very aware of that. I love Doja Cat, but anyway, my point is,
I respect that.
my point is, um, it's just not the kind of song that you are used to from Doja Cat or an artist like Doja Cat, right? Where the message behind it is so sweet. It's just very sweet. It's just literally like we don't kiss enough, right? And they
Mhm.
and they make enough a whole song out of it. And it's such a good vibe. It's such a sweet message behind it. It's so pure. And I really
Mhm.
appreciate that song. Plus it's a good fucking time and SZA is incredible. So
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I think we need more songs about craving intimacy and not just the physical stuff. Like,
yeah,
crave the cute shit too. Like, yeah,
totally.
we all like the fuck, but come on, there's more to it, you know?
I appreciate that a lot, and I appreciate
Hmm.
that song, and that's why I wanted to include it.
Yeah, 400%. I fully agree with you. And I also feel similarly about Doja Cat. Um, let me tell you, Doja Cat
Oh,
came through my room right now. Whew.
oh man, I don't know. I've
What
told
you won't
Jimena
do for
multiple
love.
times. I've told her that if Doja Cat ever saw me and she asked me to kick Jimena in the face, I'd be like, babe, I'm so sorry. I love you. I'm so sorry. I can't say
Just take your
no.
glasses off slowly.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm
I'm
so
not
sorry.
gonna, I'm not gonna say no. Like, and
Oh
she
my
gets it.
God.
That's why I love her, because she's like, I
Yeah.
understand, understand.
Because she understands what you won't do for love by Bobby Caldwell.
God damn it, Emmett.
I had to end it. Had to end it there.
Fuck.
I teased there was yet another white person on this list. This is the second white person, the only other white person on this list. Um, are you familiar with the song at all?
I don't know if I am. I might be. It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. I'm not
You
sure.
definitely heard this. It's the one that goes da 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 da
Oh.
da da da
Oh yeah, yeah.
da
No, of course,
da
100%.
da.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just bad with
yeah.
names, but yeah, you're totally right.
Fair, fair. Absolutely get it. But yeah, this is it comes on and most people know it. Just you probably wonder where I've
It's a
been. I love
classic,
this
man.
fucking
Yeah,
song.
no, that's a
Yeah.
great pick.
Yeah, you want to I mean this song single-handedly gave this man the nickname of Blue-Eyed Soul, or not gave him the nickname of Blue-Eyed Soul, created the genre, the subgenre of soul music from white people that we liked.
That we're
And
like,
I
we're
remember
cool with.
yeah, exactly. Because look, a lot of people try, but not everybody can do it,
Yeah,
honey.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like Bobby Caldwell is one of the goats when it comes to this shit. He paved the way for us to fuck with Justin Timberlake so much. Like, if not for Bobby Caldwell doing it, I don't think he'd be able to make what's that one song he did with Beyonce, the duet? If your love was all I
Yeah,
had.
fucking
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah, like 2006 or whatever. Like he paved the way for that to be possible. Too bad Justin Timberlake fucked it up with that other song, anyway, or that other album, Man in the Woods. Who the fuck wanted that? Anywho, Bobby Caldwell, What You Don't Do for Love, great song, just very sweet, very sensual, very like jazzy almost. But it just moves, and it's just the type of song you want to pick up your partner and slow dance to, and
Such a
it's
good
also the type
voice,
of
right? It's so fucking smooth,
yes,
man.
yeah, it's very smooth. Smooth is the best word for it. It feels like it's caressing you as you listen to it.
Yeah.
And I really like that feeling. And also this is a song where even in my lonely years, I turn this on and it doesn't make me despairful. It kind of gives me that ad hoc feeling of love. It feels like a warm embrace. And I've gone to sleep to this song many times, and I say that in a good way, not because the song's boring. But yeah, what you won't do for love is a classic. I literally have for a lot of these songs actually, but including this one, I have my Spotify radio for it where it just plays a bunch of similar songs and it produces some bangers. So
No,
yeah,
I love
what you
that.
won't do for love by Bobby Caldwell.
That's a
Gotta
great
love it.
pick. That's a great
Yeah.
pick. I think
Well,
we've built a fan. Go ahead.
I will say, side note on that, something I meant to say earlier, but then totally forgot. I saw a video on YouTube talking about this song. They didn't put his face on the album cover because they specifically wanted people to listen to it and for black people to give it a chance.
That's
And can
incredible.
you? And then it blew up, and then he starts doing performances, and all the black folks are like, "Oh, this
Like,
this is
whoa, whoa, time out. Whoa,
Bob."
whoa,
My
whoa.
God, he
Yeah.
ain't in Paris. Anyway.
Yeah, Jimena and I literally, I think last night on her For You page, saw a TikTok of like, I don't know if you saw it. It was been circulating of like the most black sounding white songs ever,
Yep.
and that wasn't on the list, but it really should have been on the list. Now that I think about it.
For certain. This is definitely on the list in canon of real life. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's great.
100%, 100%. All right, I think we built a pretty damn good playlist.
Yeah, probably one of the best. So here's what I want to propose. Where's your play? Do you have a list on Spotify or did you just like make it?
I have a Google Doc of the songs that I picked.
Give me that Google Doc. I will combine it with the songs that I've made in this
We'll make a
Spotify playlist.
Yes.
We will give it to the folks so
Oh
everyone
man.
has a playlist to use with their partner or use on themselves tonight. Self-love is important. Sponsored by AdamandEve.com.
It's important. All right, man, I gotta work on that sponsorship.
If you don't have it before February 14th, you're done.
We're fucked. All right, dude,
Oh,
that was
boy.
great. That was excellent. Good picks. I'm happy with our picks.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm definitely gonna play some of these on the way to my girlfriend's house right after the show.
Nice. Well, Emmett, I'm very happy we got to do this. I hope your Valentine's Day date goes great. Please give Gabby all my love. Uh,
I will.
well, all right. That's
Hey, I didn't say anything else. I'm a good boy.
not quite what I meant, but you got it. All
Oh,
right.
I know that's not what you meant. That's where my mind went. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey man, you do you. Oh my god, my cats are murdering each other in the background.
Bro, they're doing
Holy
Lion King
shit. What
reenactments.
is going on? What is going
Yeah,
on? Holy
I've
shit.
angered. Nah, I'm not gonna make that joke.
All
Just we'll
right.
continue.
Well, we'll end the episode with that. I'll give a sideshow for everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening and or watching at home. Let us know what your favorite love songs are for this Valentine's Day. And until next time, we'll see you later. We love you.